was there a life event? I know you've talked about bullying as a kid when you were going through, but was there a life event that got you to say, I have to be the best at something? Did something to say, I'm going to be the best at this game. I'm going to go all the way to the top. Was there a certain life event? Was it, I'm doing it for my mom, I'm doing it for my dad? You know, this kid said this. And I watched a video the other day that's going viral. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. This thing got like a couple million views. This guy who's a boxer, he's fighting the former bully from high school. The bully from high school comes into the ring who knows how to fight, but he's fighting the kid he used to bully all the time. But the kid that he used to bully all the time is now a very good fighter. So the bully's still trying to bully him, and this guy's destroying him. I'm going to give you the video to play it here in a minute. It's a great video. I'll find it. I'll show it to you. But what was it for you that said, I have to be the best? Was it something you were born with, or did an event in your life say, I'm going to show the world what I'm all about?
It's a hard question to ask. I think when you care about something, and I'm a very, by nature, competitive person, and I cared about martial art. I got really inspired by Royce Gracie, and I think I'm gonna try to explain to you how I got inspired by him, so maybe you will understand how the brain works. When I was a kid, I was bullied, of course, and
You were bullied as a kid.
Yes, I was. I was bad.
In Montreal, you're saying, growing up.
Yeah, South Shore. Yeah, I was bullied. Instead of focusing on what the teacher was explaining in front of the class, I had to focus on how I'm gonna get my books from my locker, reach the bus before the kids wait for me. The older kids, they had a program at the school where I was. It's called in French G.O.A.T. It's basically it's kids that were older than us that used to redo their grade because they couldn't pass.
Yeah.
So they were like sometimes 3 years older than us. But at the time when you're a kid, when you're like 7, 8 years old, it's a big difference.
Of course.
You have someone who's 10 years old and you're 8 or 11. It's not like you're 25 and 28.
No,
you know,
they're 30% older than you.
Yeah,
not
it's a
8%.
Huge, exactly,
yes,
it's a huge difference. So I had a lot of issues with this kid. And at that time, most of my friends were a geek and intellectual people. And
even at 8 years old, you're saying?
Yeah, they were like kids that were more, like Star Wars and, like I like that stuff, like mathematics. And I was like that too, but I was very good in sport. I always been like, in my, amongst my friend, I was the one that was maybe the most athletic guy in my friend. So, and therefore I was very often in situation that when there was, we had trouble with these older kid, I was the one stepping in to, try to, to fix it. But unfortunately, it didn't go my way very often. So in the street, I have a losing record if I look in my childhood. But I start martial art as a self-defense. And so then the self-defense become quickly a passion because things were not going well for me at home and they were not going well at school either. The only place where I felt I was valuable, I had value, and I was doing well, it was in the dojo, the place where I was training. That was the only place that it was very rewarding for me to be there. So it became a passion. And then
part of your identity almost?
Yes, and I learned the discipline there because I grew up with a lot of anger, a lot of negativity, and at that time I felt a little bit oppressed. I didn't realize how lucky I was to be born in a country like Canada with all the opportunity. I felt like I didn't see the world the same way I was seeing it. And if I fast forward later, one of my karate teacher died. And when I saw Royce Gracie, I saw the first UFC, I was a teenager. I saw a guy that did not look very intimidating. But he was fighting these other guys that were much, much bigger than him. They looked like bullied to me. And he looked like the victim.
Yeah, Royce.
So when I saw him winning the first tournament in the UFC, I saw him do things that I was never able to do at the time. Like revenge, taking a revenge, the revenge, defending himself against the bully. So I believe that's why I got very inspired by what he did. And right away, I was like, man, this guy is like my hero. I want to become like him. I want to be him because I was not able to do that when I was young. I want to do like what he did. So I wanted to follow his path. And right away, I told my friend at the time, said, that's what I want to do. I was already a black belt in karate.
By what age?
I was around 13 years old. And this happened when I was 15 years old. So I told my friends, and I want to become UFC champion. They all start laughing at me.
But by 13, being a black belt, because I did karate as a kid, and I remember I was like a brown belt by like age 12. But was I really a brown belt?
Exactly.
That's my question. Like, were you really a black belt by age 13, like a legit badass, or was it kind of...
The belt is only there to tie up your gi. It doesn't... The system of belt, it's a
Reward
business thing. And you know, in reality, the belt is supposed to be white.
Yeah.
But over the years, because you train so hard over the years, it become dirty. It becomes black. You don't have to change the belt like white, yellow, orange, green.
What a concept.
You want it to become naturally black.
That's how it should be. But now they sell these belts because the money.
Of
now
course.
even they put stripe in it to make another belt in between.
Yes.
It's a business thing. So
I was a brown belt with black stripes. But I was 12 years old. Any 18-year-old would have kicked the shit out of me.
100%. But what I mean is, it's not because you're an higher rank belt that you're more of a badass. It just means that you might have more knowledge than the lower rank belt. It doesn't mean you're necessarily a better fighter. But when you're a kid, you know what I mean? There's a factor of strength, maturity. You know, there's a lot of things that plays out.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.